As a kid, I adored my bumblebee tights with mom's rain boots, total fashion. I'd even sleep in them. But as I grew up, those tights went out of style. Lol. Time really is a sneaky thief. As the cold faded, Will recovered, and their relationship improved. Louisa wondered why Will's closet was so colourful. Louisa hinted she was accepted by a top British university after high school, but chose to stay in this town for family showing deep loyalty. 7 years passed, she never left. Will felt Louisa shouldn't confine herself here. Life's a grand adventure. Will's stance made sense, but with billions, she couldn't grasp dropping out from poverty. The talk turned heavy, so Louisa shifted to trimming his wild beard. To her surprise, Will actually took her suggestion. All currents ascend. Suddenly, he looked like a brand new man. It was like magic. But the letter arrived. Chattering the dream, the agency approved Will's assisted dying request. What a downer. This means Louisa's efforts failed to sway Will. Thus, she sought her sister's help when in doubt. Call a sibling. This subtitle show, her sister's encouragement inspired Louisa and reignited her hope for life, making her feel like she had received an incredible boost of energy. Louisa zoomed to the library, brainstorming activities for the disabled, and finally crafted a bucket list. Will's parents were all in. Subtitle: Mom had wanted to accompany them in her spare time, but Dad discouraged her from doing so. Will had to make Louisa feel like a normal person all the time. What a tough decision. Soon, Louisa and the caregiver took Will to the racetrack, but trouble struck. His wheelchair sank in the mud. After failing, they couldn't pull him out. Louisa shouted for help. Passers-by rescued him. Will instantly regretted the trip. Subtitle: It made her seem a burden. Though disgruntled, Will went with Louisa to the track, and with his sharp intuition, she picked the pink pony named Chickens in the wind. Pound, at letter 3CA, plus or minus band out R2 gonna quarter as degree not sign turned or retroflex a quarter A3 2 degrees mat not sign pan copyright Hano PL paragraph grove letter 3CA THIRTYNIN lega chdizi not sign mat strict there acute letter 3CA THIRTY lega chdizi not sign a quarter adult acute grove acute N9 mat micro and lega chdizi really cleft for ABC acute Atlanty 2 mat micro and lega chdizi not sign circumflex albiclata 6b 1 pound a RU grove up times I circumflex acute symbol 336 let 2c66 a quarter o grove mat at a ring letter 3 e grove cis developing letter 3ca I circumflex delta a tilde divide by letter 237 at a ring letter 3 panus and letter 2253 y cute acute mat u circumflex I mat cyrillic letter 4 ABC delta Chinese letter not sign delta plus or minus Chinese letter. Louisa quietly ripped up her ticket. After the race, they headed to a restaurant, but the server flat out refused to seat them. Not wanting their outing to end in disappointment, Louisa politely begged the server for a table. But those stares from everyone felt like daggers. Louisa sighed. Let's go. The expected trip only worsened Will's mood, but Louisa didn't lose heart. She produced Mozart concert tickets and invited Will. Sadly, he missed his chance. The ticket had been sold. The next day, Will put on a sharp suit, while Louisa transformed into a vision and read a knockout. Her stunning outfit finally made Will smile. His grin was uncontrollable as her flare lit up the room. Suddenly, Will felt something amiss with his neck. Louisa realized the tag hadn't been removed. What a laugh. Everyone witnessed this moment. Will found the concert unremarkable, instinctively watching Louisa, who, hearing classical music for the first time, had tears in her eyes. After the concert, they drove back to the castle, with Louisa wanting to drop Will off. But he was already getting sentimental. I don't want to go in. I just want to be the man at my girl's concert. Talk about heartbreak. Time stretched as their hearts intertwined with the melody played, and Will's shattered spirit seemed to be piecing itself back together. On Louisa's birthday, Will mustered his courage and stepped into her home, chatting like a long-time friend amidst unfamiliar faces. But when her father mentioned his previous job, Will realized he was unemployed due to being bought out by Will himself. The mood dropped like a rock. Fortunately, no one was affected. Louisa was even more surprised that Will got her rare bumblebee tights, a perfect gift. She couldn't wait to try them on, and before leaving, she expressed her gratitude to Will, saying, I can't tell you how much I love you, thank you so much. Louisa kept planning her future, but Will got his ex-wedding invite. What a surprise. Where can I take you? As they stood on the castle walls, Will shared his first kiss with his ex-ear, while Lewis sighed, saying it was the most beautiful view she had ever seen. But Will jokingly replied, "That's because you haven't been anywhere else." "Where do you prefer?" "Paris, with Bubbly, at a sunlit cafe, sipping hot coffee and peanuts." "Let's go to Planet Europe." "No, Clark." "Earlier you said, I don't want to go, I want to be my old self." "I'm not about to endure the stares from others or the cab driver's judgments, not to mention the power outlets for my wheelchair. But I must go somewhere now, Alicia's wedding." And she invited Louisa. Louisa returned home to find her family celebrating. Her dad had landed a job as the castle maintenance supervisor. Louisa immediately realized this was Will's doing. She called to thank him. Will said it wasn't just about making it up to her dad, but he also wanted Louisa to fly high without worrying about her family behind her. On that day, Will met a guest in suit, and Louisa found online he was a medical expert. Everyone thought the cheerful Will had changed his mind, but no, she was sticking to her decision. Her resolve was something else. On the wedding day, Will's eyes were misty watching his former love walk down the aisle with someone else. It was hard for anyone to let go. At the soiree, tipsy from the drinks, Lewis seized the moment and invited Will to dance. Before Will could respond, Lewis plopped right on his lap, and together they danced under the romantic melodies. Under the moonlight, they rolled back to the hotel, sharing an incredibly dreamy and romantic night. The next day, Louisa realized the gravity of the situation. Will was hospitalized from drinking too much. What a twist! Louisa wanted to cheer Will up, but he was struggling to breathe. Thankfully, with prompt medical attention, his life was saved. After returning, she asked if his family knew Will wanted to end his life. Upon hearing that truth, the mood dimmed heavily.